pleasure to introduce to you the man of the hour,
Tony.
Hello and welcome back to At the Gates. I am your host, the host, Tony. And I am in a non-MLB stadium for an MLB game in Omaha, Nebraska, TD Ameritrade Park. It is so far quite the experience. It is actually the game right now, so excuse the overhead speakers. They will be blasting whatever they want to blast. But so far, Kansas City is up 2-0. And line out to right field. Bummer. It is the bottom of the fourth inning. Game is cruising along pretty good. The ballpark is nothing special. It's kind of a mix between minor league and spring training in a way, I guess. If I were to compare it, it would be like Kauffman Stadium meets CHS Field, but without any of the hoopla or extravagance that is either of those ballparks. It's very basic, very minimal, and not a lot of room in the concourse areas, so that makes getting around it darn near impossible. Especially in left field, there's a place called Big Hits, and it is quite the big hit, so much so that traffic is almost at a standstill over there. The good news, I'm on the board. Not only am I on the board, but I got one of the commemoratives, which they are using. We were a little bit worried because there was no word of them using them tonight, but turns out they fooled us. Has the cool Nebraska logo on it that says Omaha, and also has a nice little star where Omaha is, that is in the middle of the A. The last A, the second A. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked. Mine is a perfect logo. Greg got one. Zach got one. Greg's isn't perfect. He's a little bit bummed, but I don't care. I got more than what I could even dream of. I'm definitely on the downswing because I really didn't try. Stayed in foul territory pretty much for BP, and I didn't really mind that. I'll let all the other people who are more gung-ho try to fight for the balls. So while I am in Omaha, I'm not going to be staying here long. The game will be ending, and then I will be driving hopefully about an hour and a half down the road, because my next stop is Kansas City on Saturday. So I'll be stopping just before I get to Des Moines. Probably make it about 100 miles down the road and stop. I think that was called Stewart, Iowa. Big town. $50 a night at their great hotels. All I really need is a place to lay my head for a few hours, get a nice nap, and then drive all day over to Cincinnati to get hopefully another commemorative on Saturday. I am supposed to have very good seats and a very good chance of getting that, but the bad news is that the weather is not looking so good. The weather right now here in Omaha, though, is perfect. It is probably game time temp, upper 70s, and now it's getting a little bit chillier. I mean, sun's going down, but couldn't ask for a better night. Just barely cloudy, mostly sunny. It's going to be a good night. I think that's really about all that I have. It's going to be a short one here. Maybe I'll do a post-game recap. Maybe I won't. Who knows? You can keep listening, and if it runs out, it runs out. But I am excited. Stadium number 33 for me. Got all 30 current ones. Got the Metrodome and have Turner Field in Atlanta. And now this, Omaha. Feels pretty good. I'm a broken record. Everything feels good tonight.
Iowa from TD Ameritrade Park. Ended up with 6 today. Pretty darn good showing. 2 of those are commemoratives. The first one, like I said, I think I already said it in this, is perfect. The logo is pristine. Second one, not so much. But you know what? It's fun to have a backup. And I wasn't even really trying for it. Don't let this secret out, but I was looking at my phone. Then the inning ended, and I look up, put on my glove quick, stand up, and Greg and Benny, who were one row in front of me and to the right, were standing up and shouting, and got the attention. And then, instead of throwing it to them, nice Mr. Tiger throws it to me. Kind of weird, but whatever. I will take it. And just like that, I ended up with more balls than I thought was going to be the case, both at the time of the original recording and before all this trek happened. I thought, 3 would probably be a decent day. Ended up doubling it, so I guess you could call that a win. Greg ended up with 10. Zach ended up with something, and many, many other ball hawks were there. A lot of Kansas City's finest. Even got to see the semi-retired Garrett. He was chasing down a commemorative, and I believe we saw him get one over by the other end, where I got my first commemorative ball, down by the home plate side of the Tigers dugout. So that was pretty sweet that nearly everyone got on the board with one of those sweet commemoratives that we didn't think was actually going to be in use. We originally planned on it and then saw the logos, and it was pretty sweet, but never saw a ball knocked up with the logo. And still didn't see anything on any type of social media. I mean, the Twins released their Joe Mauer ball, I think today or yesterday, and that's going to be on the Saturday game that I'm not going to be able to attend because I'm going to Cincinnati, and, I'm not mad about that or anything. Spoiler, I am mad. But, so be it. But anyways, like I was saying, with other events, they've released the balls ahead of time. Rawlings has often put them up for sale. Even the London series already got released. But never saw anything about the Omaha series or the Omaha game. And a lot of us were thinking as we were entering the gates that it wasn't going to happen. MLB cracked down on Father's Day, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, and 4th of July. No longer have special stitching balls for those. So it wasn't out of the realm of possibilities that we weren't going to have a commemorative, but proved that wrong. And I am pretty proud that I was the first one in our group to get one of those sweet balls. And also, if you're listening to this, Greg, which I know you're not, my ball is prettier than yours. Yours is smudged. But that's more of an inside joke. I'm not that much of an a-hole. Greg is a decent guy. He is, I believe, disease-free. So, pretty awesome right there. Yeah, it's past midnight now, so technically this is being recorded on a Friday. But I still have about 80 miles until my hotel, and that is in the middle of nowhere called Stewart, Iowa. I'm so excited for this. Really, all I wanted was a place to sleep for 6-7 hours and get up and drive all day to get to Cincinnati. Get to lose an hour today now, Friday, but gain an hour on the way back, so that is the bit of good news, the silver lining for my return trip. It's still going to be almost 2,000 miles this trip. I think it was 1,800 something. By no means is that one of my longer ones, but it's still, significant. It feels kind of strange because this is my first real road trip of the year, even though I've been to 4 other stadiums that are not my home ballpark. So I flew to Miami, then flew out to New York. We drove from New York to Boston, which I guess is semi-road trip, but not really. And then flew back from New York, so I mean, hell of a lot more driving, or hell of a lot more flying than driving, and that ain't like me. And the crazy part is I want to go down and see the Twins play the Rangers in mid-August. I'm targeting that Saturday game, and I think I'm going to fly to that one too. This is the new me. I mean, get to baseball games quicker. I get down to the Dallas one cheaper. In all, I think it's a win-win, kind of like tonight was. I'm just looking forward to, I think that this is some growth. I'm not really pushing as hard on the ball hawking aspect. I still am doing it, obviously. I mean, 6 is respectable, but we're not really pushing that hard. Not really going bananas for balls. It's kind of a new me. I'm not going for double digits. I'm not driving obscene amounts for every road trip, or for every stadium, I should say. And I'm also kind of looking forward to this chapter being closed. Still have plenty of baseball left in me, but it's evolving, moving into a new thing, and see where that takes me. But right now, I have some potato chips that are calling my name, and next episode will drop, or actually be recorded here tomorrow. Cincinnati once again. Last time I was there, I put up a 15. I'm not expecting to do that, but if I can get one of those sweet commemoratives, it was a trip well worth it. So, signing off this Friday, June 14th, after a successful trip to Omaha. Baseball in a state that doesn't normally have a state, or that doesn't normally have baseball. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Give me a state. This is Tony, a.k.a. Baseball Road Tripper. Good night.